Hey, I'm Kev Care, Mr. Kerr, and it's been a while since I've done this commentating thing, especially on this channel, so if it sounds right during this video as I return with Formula Export Season 6 highlights with the season opener around the Albert Park Street Circuit in Melbourne, Australia, as I am in the Force India this season, leaving my pits for the first time this season. I'm alongside Commander of a good league race that you will see as this season unfolds, but look who's at the top, the guy to chase already this season is the reigning champ, Silent Mole, in his Toro Rosso, has he's posted a low 1 minute 25. Well, I'm going to be nowhere near that on the soft tyres as I do a bit of a bank up in the early part of this session around this wonderful circuit. One of my favourites on the can. I'm sure that's the same for lots of F1 fans. It's nice to see Formula Xbox return as well as like a lot of leagues. They skipped F1 2015 due to just being a horrendous game, especially online, but it's returned for F1 2016. I believe this is the league I've been in the longest since the way through season 1, so nice of it to return. Has all of that experience, doesn't mean now on this game though, as I'm very sorry. As you can see, over a second behind time after the first sector of this lap. You're going to be aiming for like a mid 1 minute 28, which is no man's land pace wise, so I've got to be much faster than the next two sectors of this lap. But you're seeing me struggling with the back end on this car. I'm just not got my head around hand-in model of this game to get, you know, the maximum speed out of it. It's F1 Maestro, says Alvida, saying to this session. One of the reserves racing in the season opener, probably going to have a cuppa before the race. You know, very classy lot down there in Sowers. We head into the final sector of this lap. Let's see how we do on this qualifying effort. As why are we taking that corner in fourth gear? There's a prime overtaking spot in the race, perhaps. And now we've got the sweeping right hand, a slight lift, and get on the power hard towards the penultimate corner of this lap. Brake heavily in second gear, just about hit the apex. That's as close as we got on this lap. Then the final corner, we've got to be careful on the power not to lose the back end like I did there. Dreadful run towards the line. That's a mid 1 minute 29. That was a dreadful lap. So you put on the super soft tyres at the end of the session. Hopefully going to be seconds faster on this lap, but it was dreadful. We ran wide, we ran out of fuel. It's just not our session, but it was for our reigning champions. He gets the first bragging rights of the season with the maiden pole, Silent Mole, with a low 1 minute 25, a couple tenths of a second ahead of K Gibbs on his return to the league after a few seasons of a great return from him. And our overlord, Drastic Midget, in third, superb qualifying from him ahead of Insignia. Drastic Devil ran out top 5. Then my teammate, very solid effort on his league debut in 6th, ahead of CR Hamilton, another reserve racing in Northern Dragon. F1 Maestro, Hickey ran out the top 10 ahead of his teammate Sam, and the other Fry top qualifier on the soft tyres. But we begin 16th as we wait for the lights to appear and go out, and season 6 for Xbox is underway. Someone disappeared unfortunately at the start, but we got soft runners in CK behind us who did not qualify in the Haas, and then we got Prototype Budgie on the outside of the McLaren, maybe making some moves under the first couple of corners. Everyone very cautious, no incident or note to report until I did that. Lost the back end slightly on the exit, lost a bit of our front wing, so did CK behind us. He got backed up. Fortunately, Signal on the right hand side is slow, and so is that Renault spinning round. That is Nord the Dragon. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a bit ambitious, maybe had some damage, or just lost his braking point. But who else lost their braking point? The two Drastics, Midget and Devil, eating wall already in the first sector of this first race of the season. Now as we exit the first sector, we've got more carnage. We've got a Sauber round, we've got a Mano round, we've got CK flying round or outside, the Mad Scotsman, and we got Mercedes slow. Mr. Joker's got to give a position back to him, but he's very slow. He's way behind us. I don't think we just have to stop in the middle of the circuit, or we just accept we're going to have a 5-second stop go penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. So we've got to be careful on our first round of stops there, and we've got to build some good pace now for the rest of this stint. So hopefully, you know, make up for that 5-second stop go penalty we're going to have. As at the end of the first time, unfortunately, my teammate has to pit already, and CR Hamilton in the man who definitely got involved in that first lap kerfuffle. But we're behind Prototype Budgie. Good first lap from him, and on soft tyres up to 7th place. Rare in 8th. We're losing the back end. No, it's like that. Drastic Devil in the Red Bull down our inside, and nice move from him. Very quick driver on this game, and recovering from that first lap incident with that's his Drastic brother there, Midget, as well, where they both ended up in the walls. So at the end of the second lap though, once again we're losing the back end. As I said, I'm dreadful in this game. I'm in CK. The Flying Scott pitting on those soft tyres. Very early stop from the house driver. Maybe that front wing damages a bit too much from that first lap incident where, you know, you got backed up by me after I got into Prototype Budgie there. So early stop from him onto, I believe, the super soft tyres. As onto that 5, we got into a rhythm, a very slow rhythm. Almost 3 seconds back of prototype budget of his McLaren on the harder tyres. What are we doing as we lose the back end again through the first couple of turns? What a dreadful drive, and as we definitely got the pit for our front wing damage now, as unfortunately Insignia says goodbye to his opening race of this season. One of the faster guys in the league, though. I'm sure you have better days ahead for him. But now we got the Renault Nord the Dragon. We can't see in our right hand ring mirror, but we can see a bit of a yellow in our left one. Has at the end of the first sector on that 5. Look at that, we've lost a second of prototype budgie in that first sector. As we're just going to trundle around for the rest of the lap and then make a pit stop at the end as we move on to super soft tyres, as well as there goes Insignia leaving the building. But now we've got the big test of this front wing damage, the fast chicane in Mill Park. One of probably my couple favourite corners on this circuit. We've made the left hand part. Can we make, what are we doing in the right hand part? We're in the gravel, we're doing some dirt rally stuff. You've got the wrong go modes game, Kev. You're confusing yourself, lad, as we do pit at the end of the lap from 8th place. This is our first pit stop of the season. Let's see how it unfolds, as I did forget we had the stock go penalty at the time. I was wondering why my mechanics just doing a bit of performance art here, but eventually we do get our front wing changed. We do get the super soft tyres on, as we've got Jokers on the soft tyres and Maestro going past us down the pit straight, and we're waiting for someone. Waiting for CK on the super soft tyres. Is he going to medium tyres? Is he going towards the end, or he's got some front wing damage, it looks like? So the Scott having to make another stop in the early part of this race. Dreadful for him as we rejoin behind Zinker and Drastic Midget on their medium tyres. So on our super softs, we're going to be pushing like a hell. We're going to be Speedy Gonzalez, and unfortunately I'm slow, as I said, so the only way I can do that is corner cutting. There's one, there's two. If you can't beat them, join them. But seriously, I do kind of underestimate the grip I have on kind of the super soft tyres in this game. So yeah, I do occasionally corner cut, but as you can see, I do hit the apex here on next lap on that 7. We're losing the back end though on the exit. Are we heading towards the wall? We're heading towards retirement already. What a dreadful first race of the season for me. Has, yeah, there's the walk of shame. Put your head down, close the visor. In real life, I'll probably throw my helmet at them in anger, because no, that was just dreadful driving for me, that whole race. No pace at all, but I did bring out the virtual safety car, so maybe I did change the race at all. But we've got over 20 laps worth of action to cover though, so this video isn't over yet. Has Drastic Devil pits from 2nd place and racing his Red Bull, which allows prototype Budgie in the McLaren. He gets promoted up there. Great stuff from him in his first stint. Really worked out nicely for him on the soft tyres. See his Silent Mole at the end of the virtual safety car period, now looking to make a move past the mechanics. He's trying to chase down Sam, of course. We've got two very different races going on here. Prototype Budgie perhaps going on the 1-stopper, I think, or the 2-stopper, just being just pacing himself on the soft tyres. While Silent Mole wants to go like a bat out of a hell and, try and chase down our leader Sam in the Ferrari, and he's looking down the inside and outside of the mechanics. He's looking heavy. He's pushing the McLaren through the corners. He really wants to make a move here, but maybe the slight lagging as well, as you can see. But in this side of the McLaren, he had a bit of a poor exit there, a bit slow compared to Toro Rosso, and with the extra grip perhaps in the tyres as well. Slight more round the outside, and it looks like K Gibbs trying to repeat the move, but no. Oh, the Red Bull and the McLaren collide, and that has ended up with the Red Bull eating gravel, eating grass. Oh, he's going to get a check for lawnmower services at the end of this session. Nice cut grass cutting from K Gibbs. A bit of a tongue twister there, but he's rejoined in front of his Red Bull teammate Drastic Devil. But as you can see, there's a bit of lagging as well. This is the first race after that major patch, which meant online started to go downhill. Unfortunately, it's got a bit worse in subsequent patches, but K Gibbs having the pit after that instant with the McLaren. It looks like it was kind of no one's fault. They just kind of met in the middle there, unfortunately, heading towards the far chicane. But that means Silent Mole in second now. He's got to make over a 12-second gap, if that time is to believe, towards Sam in the top left corner, you can see. And so we've got Silent Mole in second, we've got Drastic Devil in third, posting the fast lap for the race of 128.3. Perhaps that virtual safety car really helped him out, pitting under there, as it really did come out at the right time for him. He's come out in front of Hickey in the other Ferrari in fourth. Then you've got Maestro in fifth as you go into lap 12 of this race. For Hamilton in sixth after their first lap instant, making some good progress. nor the Dragon as well, making good progress in the Renault in 7th, ahead of Drastic Midget in 8th on those medium tyres, and K Gibbs after that latest instant up to 9th, or down to 9th. Mr. Jokers in 10th in the other Mercedes. Prototype Budgie in 11th, he has pitted onto the medium tyres, and CK in 12th on his medium tyres as well. And then 13th, bring up the rear, is the other Renault of the Zinker, who's had a unfortunate race as well. So onto that 13, we've seen a couple of guys pit. That's Maestro and that is Hamilton in the Sauber and Manor respectively. And then it's like CK battling the back end like a hell there through the first couple of corners, just about save it. Nice stuff from the Scot, but that unfortunately allowed the Manor through. And then it's like Prototype Budgies also struggling with these recently pitted cars. He's unfortunately run wide and lost a couple positions to the battling Sauber and Manor in front. But it looks like we're looking at CK whether he can make a move on the McLaren round the outside into the far chicane. Nicely done there. Nice respect from Budgie as well, not to make that too wide and maybe cause another incident there. As onto that 14, we're definitely seeing a battle in. Oh no, that's lag. CI Hamilton did lag a bit compared to everyone else. So yeah, Maestro passed, CI Hamilton behind, and unfortunately looks like Nord the Dragon in the Renault, as you saw on the left hand side at the end of the first sector. Unfortunately into the wall and the end of his race. As now we come back to CI Hamilton having a bit of a battle with someone here on that 15 on the soft tyres. Is that with CK, as he almost lose it where I did, but unfortunately he's got a bit more talent than I did and actually does save it. And yeah, that's allowed the Haas through on the medium tyres compared to the soft tyres. CI Hamilton will be not happy at that. He wants to just be pushing like a hell as Feely leaves the session. He wasn't actually racing in the session. He hasn't, he's not in the Formula Xbox League, and so yeah, he was just spectating. But look at this, Hamilton, lagging all over the place. What is going on here? As perhaps he's got a run on CK, perhaps he's got DRS. As we've got a good battle going on here in the middle stint of the race. As it looks like the Haas has got a bit too much of an advantage to perhaps for CI Hamilton to take advantage of the DRS on this next straight. I was perhaps thinking he'd make a move into turn 3, but not quite close enough. And look at that advantage under braking. How much more grip he has than the Scot in front. He's virtually pushing him through the corners here, and then it's like Scott's like, may have perhaps lost it, and that's allowed CI Hamilton through. We will never know, but it looks like, yeah, the Manor is through at least up into 9th place. But they didn't last long though, as he unfortunately suffered a puncture, and as you can see, Budgie gets past the Manor. And so we skip ahead to that 22 where Midget has just made his last pit stop of the race. He's making it past Budgie as well into 7th place on his soft tyres against the medium runner of Prototype Budgie in the McLaren. And nice move from the Mercedes driver, our overlord of this league, as Sam still leads this race, but Silent Mods cut that gap in half now and is really chasing down the Ferrari. But is that a bit of trouble in front? Is that Zinker, I believe, pitting in the Renault onto Superstar tyres? Of course, he's the only Renault left, so it would be Zinker. But Drastic Midget, Drastic Devil even, in third, the other Drastic, having a very good race in the Red Bull. Great pace for him in this race. Head of Hickey in 4th. Great race for Ferrari. Maestro in 5th. And I think that's CI Hamilton in the Manor retiring on the outside there. Got K Gibbs in 6th on the soft tyres on his Red Bull. Ahead of here is Drastic Midget in 7th. Prototype Budgie in 8th. But on the next lap, we have CK all over him. The Flying Scot in 8th. Make that 7th now. Down the inside on the soft tyres. So he has pitted for the 3rd time this race. And nice move from the Haas driver. Zinker in 11th. As I said, he did pit a few at the beginning of this lap actually. And now he's all over the back of Silent Mole, that is, in 2nd. So Toro Rosso driver, he wants to chase down Sam, but now he's got a bit of trouble from behind because on the Superstar tyres, Zinker's right, he's got the pace at the moment, and so maybe he's going to be pushing the Toro Rosso, towards the Ferrari driver. Let's see. He does. And it's like Zinker being a bit respectful here, sticking in the wheel tracks of the Toro Rosso. But now we're on to that 26. We've got Hickey setting the fastest lap of the race. He made a late pit stop in the Ferrari, and now we got the battle for the last few laps of this race. Once again, it involves CK. He had a bit of a battling day in his Haas, and we got Maestro on the super tyres in the Sauber in 8th place, looking to make that 7th in these last few laps of the race. Just 3 laps to go. Now he's on to that 27. Let's see if he can get a good run through these first couple of corners. Make a move into turn 3. Now he's a bit far back, like we saw with CI Hamilton against CK in the middle stint of this race. But he's looking to the outside. That's very brave very brave, but not quite making it through. And now into turn 4, he's sticking behind the house. He doesn't quite have the pace to make a move, it doesn't look like, for the rest of this sector. So perhaps in the second sector, he can make up a run here as the next like, oh, CK running a bit wide, and Maestro. The hit detection a bit on this between front ring and the back of the car, as I said, a bit suspect as well in this game. So you're seeing that a bit there. But into turn 13, I said we might see some moves here this race. Rarely I've seen some moves, so only CK's really has. So on Prototype Budgie previously has made a move, but Maestro having a bit of a look. He's very impatient here. He wants to get past him, as there's also in 6th place we've got Drastic Midget, who's a bit slower than this pair at this time, as he just wants to make it to the end of the race. As now we've gone to penultimate lap of the race. CK lost in the back end out that final corner. Now in the first couple of corners, Maestro on the outside, on the inside on the second part, and CK giving him just about a car's width there. And now looking to the outside, he actually is a bit more alongside now, as he's losing the car under braking. Maestro, can he actually make it down the inside? Can he complete the move? As CK is not giving up without a fight. This is a back alley brawl here, and in this side the Astro is just about winning at the moment. Great battling though, they're just about giving each other enough room here. And as you can see, the brick rule, the Hadrian's rule here, is winning out against the, I don't know where Maestro's from, Scandinavian invasion maybe. But yeah, as you go into the final sector of the penultimate lap, you will start to see perhaps a bit of a Mercedes in the foreground. There you go. As you can see, Drastic Midget, I said, just paced himself towards the end of the race, and this pair were really chasing him down. Perhaps if they worked a bit more together, they would have called out to him. But I like this fantastic battle I'm watching here, as once again the Sauber's got with the ice as we go into the final lap of the race. Down this front straight, once again he's making the move. Will he actually put it off this time? No, loses the back end just when he needed the grip. But now we're heading towards turn 3. He's looking around the outside again. We're repeating ourselves. I'm getting deja vu looking at these moves. Can he finally make it succeed? No. He's round. As I said, perhaps a bit of lag there. And next thing you know, he wasn't quite alongside. But yeah, great battle. And in the end, unfortunately, the Sauber driver did not make it past. But Sam held on for the win. Superb win from him. I believe that was his first win in the Formula Exports Tier 1, head of Silent Moldavanian champ. Drastic Devil, great podium in 3rd ahead of Hickey. K Gibbs, CK in 6th. Drastic Midget in 7th due to penalties, I believe. Can't remember if that got changed. Then we've got Maestro 8th, Prototype Budgie in 9th, and Joker's a quiet race in 10th. But what a superb opening round of the season. Don't look at me in 14th, ignore that. But hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.